pimps, power, and pretty ladies. This is Blax History Month, a 28-day celebration of black exploitation films. Now we're moving into controversial territory. Right off top, you see a name like Coonskin, and you're like, what the fuck? But oh boy, that's only scratching the surface. The next thing you'll probably notice will be the blackface or minstrel show-like drawings of the characters, and immediately be like, alright, I'm out. And how can I blame you? It feels like Coonskin is out to offend you right from the onset, and that's a hard line to walk when you feel like your movie has more to say. How do you get people to look past the rough exterior and examine the themes in your movie without being turned off by its in-your-face imagery? That's the challenge that writer, artist, and director Ralph Bakshi had to overcome to present Coonskin to the masses. Fun fact, one of the original names for the movie Coonskin was Harlem Nights, so it beat the eventual Harlem Nights to that name by 14 years. If you haven't noticed by now, Coonskin is animated. Well, it's a combination of animation and live action, similar to movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Coonskin uses a technique that takes still images of real photographs taken on location and animates over them. It works really well, and at times you completely forget that the background isn't animated. Bakshi used a lot of black animators to draw Coonskin, since many of them weren't chosen for animation roles in Hollywood. So right from the start, Bakshi was trying to make a statement. If ever there was a poster child for a movie that's hard to explain, it's Coonskin. Pappy, played by Scatman Crothers, and Randy, played by Philip Michael Thomas of Miami Vice fame, attempt to escape from a prison. They have to wait on a ride, so in the meantime, Pappy tells Randy a story about 3 guys he knows that are just like Randy and his friends. Pappy's story is just a setup for the rest of the film, and is told in animated form pretty much until the end. The story is about 3 friends who are forced to leave their hometown and go to the big city, where they attempt to take over almost immediately. Philip Michael Thomas still voices the main character Br'er Rabbit, and his friend, Br'er, is voiced by none other than singer Barry White.
Ain't this a bitch? I guess this is Harlem.
Their third friend is a crazy preacher named Brother Fox. He's insane. It has a really funny scene where he opens a brothel, but since he's a preacher and wants to keep the sex holy, he marries all his customers to his girls for one day. You know, so that it's not sex out of wedlock. It's genius. That kind of craziness personifies Coonskin. At first it seems like the movie is incredibly offensive to black people, but Coonskin satirizes all sides. It has exaggerated characters of Jews, gays, whites, and especially Italians. Bakshi said that when he saw The Godfather, he was kind of appalled at how the Italians were made out to be these tough heroes who people should root for. In reality, these guys were super violent, and The Godfather gets his kids killed because of their activities. So what does Coonskin do? It makes the Italian Godfather character a fat slob, of course, and all of his sons, with the exception of one, exaggerated flamboyantly gay men. It's this satire and subversion of expectations that caused Coonskin to be re-examined over the years, almost as much as it was crucified upon release. Black organizations hated it, aside from the NAACP, who surprisingly was kinda mixed about it, describing it as difficult satire but supporting the message. That's the thing. Coonskin takes real life stereotypes and throws it back in your face for you to examine it deeper. What you see in this movie is no different than all the problematic stuff you've seen in every other blaxploitation movie of the 70s. The characters are drawn in a way to offend you on purpose, to spark conversation about it. I think the best scene that describes Coonskin best is the Miss America scenes. She's a giant, big-breasted white woman who's the personification of America, who seduces a black character in the movie with great promises, only to screw him in the end every time.
Okay, yeah, boy. Hey, put down your gun. You won. You can take me. Come on, fella.
Do I think Coonskin is a great movie? Nah, not really. But I do think it's an important piece of black exploitation history, if for no other reason than to examine its worst themes and worst aspects.